has been resolved, acting for the challenges?
You know, the contractors are paid when they submit an interim payment certificate to indicate the work they have done and so on. So after a phase, they will have to make a request again. So it continues until the contract is ended. So if they give in some funds, they go to implement that and they make another request. If the request delays, unfortunately, the project might end up being delayed again. So we hope that the disbursement becomes continuous. As I speak to you, our permanent secretary is was meeting when we were coming here with that of Ministry of Finance and the the secretary to cabinet just for this purpose. That shows that the executive has taken it very seriously, is very concerned that the work is delayed, is constraining the admission space, we all are aware, and is also an eyesore, in the city of BANJUL. So we want it to open so that we can all have more space for our patients. Thank you.
Member for BANJUL Central.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I would like to know how were these contractual aspects budgeted? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, this work started since last year, and during the current budget that's been implemented, a lot of requests were sent to the Ministry of Finance with regards to the planned activities and the ongoing activities. And because of the budget, the projections, during the bilaterals, our team, I was informed, was told that let them suspend the planned activities, those that have not started, and let them put together only those that have already started so they can be completed. And that is what they did. And that was submitted to the Ministry of Finance. However, it became a challenge getting those funds ever since. We get some for them and we keep on following before orders are released. But they are working on it to see what can be done. Thank you.
I now invite the member for BANJUL South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minister did not say the lack of budget allocation. He said disbursement. So does this mean that the money is sitting there and they refuse to disburse for the contract to continue? Because you did not say there was no money. You said disbursement, and disbursement is only giving out the money. So what is stopping them from disbursing? Thank you.
So sometimes it probably be difficult for the health minister to know whether there's money or not. But what we are told sometimes is that the budgets are estimates, and Gambia being a tax-based, economy and government dependent, services dependent solely or mainly on tax, we get disbursement as and when funds are available.
Question number 132 of 2023 by the member for Fonyi Brefe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Health inform this August Assembly the Ministry plan to improve the pediatric and maternal units at Edward Francis Teaching Hospital, which is operating with one phototrophy for both inborn and outborn babies, and also address the inadequate radial warmer and incubator for babies?
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honorable Member of Fonyi Berefet constituency that the Ministry of Health has secured funding from the World Bank to build and equip a new neonatal intensive care unit for the Edward Francis Moore Teaching Hospital. The design was completed and the adverts for the construction works are out. The equipment are procured and some are already at EFSTH ready for use. Amongst them are infant incubators, phototherapy units, freestanding phototherapy units, the photometric type bilirubinometers, transcranial Doppler ultrasound machines, neonatal ventilators, blood gas analyzers, etc. We attach a list of this equipment for the EFSTH neonatal unit for the honorable members of this August Assembly. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, we went on a tour with the Committee of Gender and all the machines you name here. We found that it was not in that health center. Can you tell this August Assembly, when did you bring these machines?
Thank you very much. When the committee presented its report yesterday, there was a piece of equipment in the report that was said to be in the store. And the answer to that one was, it was the responsibility of the hospital authorities to ensure that they made that request for it to be delivered to them. That's their mandate. However, our team has asked them to do so. These other equipment have come a couple of weeks ago. They are awaiting installation and training, but they are meant for the new unit because we are going to, inshallah, construct a brand new, modern neonatal intensive care unit as part of the maternity block. So they wouldn't have to travel across the road any longer to the other side, because that's the recommendation. I'm sure the committee also detected that when they went, and that was part of what the doctors mentioned. So, honorable member, in fact, the list of what we have here, we've never had this as a country. Over $51 million is worth of equipment just for the neonatal unit. We are talking about the phototherapy machines. We are talking about the ventilators. We are talking about transcranial ultrasound machines. Ventilators, we currently have 10 brand new ones. Infusion pumps, 10. Monitors, 9. Bilirubinometers, 4. Phototherapy units, we have 6 currently. They are all in country. And a number of radiant warmers as well. Resuscitation kits, 8. So we have this extensive list. It's circulated to all the honorable members. But believe me, I have never seen this hospital have such level of equipment. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I now invite the member for Banjul North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, thank you so very much for that wonderful news. But talking about the equipment, as far as the installation is concerned, what is the expected duration, and also the trainings of the staff also to use the equipment? When do you expect it to be done? The duration, I mean. Thank you.
So what we decided to do, because the equipment were meant for the new unit, so the expectations were the new unit would have been completed before this equipment arrived. But of course, the equipment arrived before the new unit, because the new unit, the contract, the designs were being done, advertisements were being done, and so on and so forth. So the equipment happened to come before the new unit. So now the decision by the ministry and the hospital is to install some of these new equipment on the old side, because we cannot have equipment stored in the store. Meanwhile, the patients who need them continue sharing incubators. So we're going to install some of them there. The people who supplied them are supposed to come for training. So we are thinking in the next 2 to 3, 4 weeks, this will be installed when the training is, installation and training is carried out. Thank you.
I now invite the member for Banjul North. Sorry, the member for Banjul South.
Thank you. Well, we are good at putting the cart before the horse. We have the equipment before the building. But Mr. Speaker,
Remember, you are not audible.
Yesterday, we laid the report here and we were pleading for budget allocation for this equipment, and today all of a sudden the equipment are available, and I'm quite curious. No, I'm saying yesterday we were appealing for budget allocation for this equipment, and within 24 hours these allocations are available. So how come the minister did not tell us yesterday? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yesterday I was itching for you to ask me, but the procedure did not allow me to say. So I wasn't asked to say so. I was waiting to respond. So yesterday I was praying that you even call me to ask me. But since I'm going to respond in the order 100, thank you.
Member for Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, the question that was raised by Bundunga Kunda is that the birth rate is increasing in that place. And the complaint given by the doctors is that the delay in transferring these babies to the pediatric unit also caused deaths. So now you have this equipment. Would you not prioritize to establish a pediatric unit in Brikama and Bundunga Kunda to reduce these deaths?
Thank you very much. So Bundunga Kunda has a neonatal unit already. They have one, which was inaugurated in 2017. So it is functioning. It's to strengthen it. But the idea is to have smaller units in all the major hospitals, in Buyam, in Soma, Farafenye, Bansang, and Basse, so that these kids could be monitored there. But the challenge is wherever you have neonatal units, you need to get neonatologists. These are doctors, pediatricians specialized to see neonates and neonatal nurses, and they are hard to come by. We don't have any Gambian neonatologists, as I speak to you, working in country. So these are the big challenges. But nonetheless, at least where they can be kept before an ambulance brings them. And the other addition is to get transport incubators. Here we have one transport incubator, but we'll need to increase that. So this can be put in an ambulance to keep the baby warm until they get to a main facility. So there's one in here already. Yeah, thank you.
Member for what West? Member for Kiang West. Probably you have been asking a lot of supplementary questions, so your mic is tired.
Honorable Minister, from your response, you've indicated that we do not have any specialist doctor on this area. Have the ministry made any plan to train personnel, medical doctors on this area, or is there anybody online who is currently undergoing a training to acquire a doctorate in this area, since we don't have anyone in the country throughout?
I said Gambian. We have 2 Cubans who are neonatologists, and they are supporting us. But for sustainability, we need to have our own, and we need to have larger numbers. But training these people is our wish. It's not so easy. It's a matter of resources. Today, if we have all the resources, we can send quite a lot of them to go and train elsewhere and come back within 4 years. The minimum to train a specialist, the very minimum is 4 years after they become doctors. For some people, it could go up to 6 years or 10 years, depending on how fast they pass exams. So getting specialists is very expensive, but it has to be done. So what we have done in our country is to try to do training locally. We've gotten accreditation from the West African College of Physicians and Surgeons, and now, with the support of the World Bank, they brought in about 16, 17 professors and senior consultants from Ghana and Nigeria. They are with us at the Edward Francis Moore Teaching Hospital. They are providing high-level specialist care, and they are also training our young doctors here. But specialties in medicine are very many, it will take a while before we can train everybody here. But inshallah, this budget session, we will bring a list for your support. And that will be great for sustainability. If we train a big number, in 4 or 5 years, the place will be flooded with those kind of specialists. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Health, for those answers provided to this August Assembly. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Clerk.
Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Questions for oral answer by the Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education.
Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education, you may proceed to the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 150 of 2023 by the member for Basse. Huh? When?
Honorable Speaker, the member for Basse is here, so no need for you to check.
Speaker, let's go. I don't know what are they. Speaker, let's proceed.
Let's proceed. I will come to that. I just want to make a ruling on that also, that for future references. Question number 150 of 2023 by the member for Basse.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Diba.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education inform this August Assembly why there is always a delay in the payment of grade 10 textbooks?
Honorable Speaker, the Ministry considers teaching and learning materials as extremely essential for the delivery of quality education, and we always endeavor to provide textbooks in an adequate and timely manner. Textbooks for grade 10 are procured from the School Improvement Grant for books given to senior secondary schools. Payment for the SIG, which is the School Improvement Grant, is, however, dependent on cash allocation, which is beyond the control of the Ministry. I would like to assure this August Assembly that MAPSI will not relent in engaging the relevant authorities to ensure timely payment of the SIG so that books are procured on time.
Honorable Minister, don't you think the delay of payment and supply of these books might have a negative impact on the students' performance and their exam results?
Honorable member, please, can you repeat your supplementary question?
Honorable Minister,
the one you just asked, repeat it.
For me to repeat it. Honorable Minister, don't you think the delay of payment and supply of these books might have a negative impact on the results of the performance and results of the students?
Point of order by a member for Ken West.
Honorable Speaker, member is asking for minister's opinion to say, don't you think? Minister's thinking is an opinion, so and that is not allowed, according to asking the admissibility of the questions.
Order sustained. Can you ask your second supplementary question, please?
Honorable Minister, how soon will this the payment of these books will be paid?
As soon as we receive the cash allocation, we will distribute the monies to the schools so that they can get their books.
Member for Fonyi Bintang. And honorable members, it's been brought to my attention by the control room that some members are not audible and it might affect the recording and probably transcription by Hansard.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you told us that the textbooks will be here in the country for the lower sector. But as I speak to you today, the textbooks are not here. What is the reason?
Honorable Minister, please answer. Please, Honorable Minister, you want him to repeat his question?
Honorable Minister, it was in this very house that you told us that the textbooks will be here in June for the lower sector. Are they here?
I want to believe this is a different issue.
Honorable Minister, there is point of order by the member for Kiang West.
Question may not be in order if it introduces new elements. And the question is about grade 10 textbooks. And what he is saying, the Honorable Minister said that previously, that he is asking again for lower basic school. So that is not in order.
Or you are referring to a lower basic school? Oh, no, this is grade 10 textbook. order sustain, your question is ruled out. There is a point of order from the member for Bintang, Kranai. Can we hear your point of order, sir?
Honorable Speaker, point of order 39. 1. The Speaker subject to Standing Order 38 shall be the sole judge of the admissible of a question. The member for Kiangwex is telling me I am out of order. And you are the only one who have the audacity to tell a member that you are out of order. So it's out of order.
Order, order, please. I now invite the member for Banjul South.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minister says that the payment of the books of grade 12 textbooks are of significance and they are under the SIG, which is the school improvement grant, and that they are of priority. We are in June now and we are in the last term of the year. Was this meant for September or for September coming?
Well, there was a delay in the payment, but I was made to understand some 2 weeks ago that some payment was made.
The member for Same.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Minister, can you tell us the SIG for grade 10, how much did they pay for grade 10 for the SIG?
Hello? No. No. That is out of order. It's out of order. It's out of order. I now invite the member for Fonyi Councillor.
Yes. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. To the Minister of Education, we want to know, can you inform this August Assembly if your ministry do prioritize this payment of SIG to finance, and what barricades do you normally huddle to see these monies are paid? We want to know from your end.
Honorable Member, the question is payment of grade 10 textbooks.
The minister said they normally have delays of payment of those fees, SIG, to the education from finance. I want to know what problematic issue do they normally face at the finance ministry. I am in line. I think the minister also is in line on that. Yes.
I think I already indicated that we do have issues with the cash allocation. We make follow-ups, but the allocation sometimes is difficult to get, and that's the reason.
Member for Banjul North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, are you telling us that these books is meant for next academic year? Because we are already, like the member for Banjul South have said, we are already within the duration of the third term for this academic year.
The books were meant for this academic year, and I said we received some amount which we distributed, we allocated to school accounts. We did not get all, however, due to cash allocation.
I now invite the member for Sanementreng.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, could you tell us, since you said there is a delay in payment and you realized that part of it was paid, Could you tell us kindly how much was paid and what is the balance, and when do you expect to have that payment? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, those information will be difficult for me to give right now. I don't have the figures at hand, and I cannot determine when it will be paid because we have to get it from the Finance Ministry.
Thank you. Question number 151 of 2023 by the member for Fonyi Bintang Karanai. Yeah, can you use the mic, please?
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw.
Question withdrawn by the honorable member. Question number 152 of 2023 by the member for Banjul South.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education inform this August Assembly what the status of girls' enrollment in schools across the country and by region? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, it is gratifying to note that girls' enrollment has been increasing steadily. In Region 1, in 2017, out of enrollment of 125,290, 65,756 were girls. Whilst in 2023, it increased to 135,432, and the girls' enrollment was 75,154. In 2017, the percentage of girls' enrollment for Region 1 was 52.5%, and in 2023, it increased to 55.5%. In Region 2, in 2017, the total enrollment there was 187,815, which increased in 2023 to 280,621. The increase of the number of girls in 2017 out of the 187,815 was 97,245. And this increased in 2023 from 280,000, the total, the girls' enrollment was 151,311. In 2017, the percentage of girls' enrollment was 51.8%, and in 2023, it was 53.9% for Region 2. For Region 3, the total enrollment 2017 was 51,737, of which 26,251 were girls. In 2023, it rose to 64,950. Girls' enrollment of that was 34,297. In percentage-wise, it was 50.7% girls in 2017, and in 2023, it was 52.8% girls. For Region 4, the total enrollment in 2017 was 22,423, of which 11,525 were girls. In 2023, it was 30,548, of which 16,157 are girls. The percentage in 2017 was 51.4% girls, and in 2023, 52.9% girls. For Region 5, the total enrollment in 2017 was 45,816, of which 25,406 were girls. In 2023, this rose to 60,961, and 2023, 34,576 are girls, which is 2017, 55.5% girls, and 2023, 56.7% girls. In Region 6, the total enrollment in 2017 was 51,414. 74,000 of that, 74,239 were, In Region 6, the total enrollment was 51,414. Of that, 25,063 were girls. In 2023, 74,239 is the total enrollment. And of that, 38,116 are girls. That gives us 48.7% and 51.3% as we speak, 2023. And this is the enrollment for grade 1 to 12. The total enrollment for grade 1 to 12, as you can see, in 2017 was 484,000, and of that 484,495, 251,246 were girls. In 2023, the total enrollment, grade 1 to 12, is 646,751. And of that number, 349,611 are girls. And this gives us, in 2017, we had a percentage of 51.9 girls, and in 2023, we have now a percentage of 54.1 girls. And for the ECD level, in 2017, there were 103,689 total enrollment. In 2023, this rose to 136,283. In 2017, the girls' enrollment in ECD was 53,161. And as we speak, in 2023, it is 70,752. And that gives us, in 2017, we had a 51.3% girls in ECD, and in 2023, we now have a percentage of 51.9 girls.
Honorable.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for being quite explicit, and we are proud to see that girls' education, girls' enrollment have increased except in Region 2. So what are we trying to do, and what are the problems? Because it is only Region 2 that has seen a decline. What is being done to maintain this momentum of increment? Thank you.
Oh, sorry. I can't see a decline in Region 2. 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, 2023, There is no decline in Region 2. It's increasing from Region 2 from 187,815 in 2017. We had a 97,254 girls. 97. Oh, 97.
Thank you. Honorable Member.
Don't have any more. I think it's applaudable. Thank you.
Thank you. The member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, these statistics are very impressive, really. And in Region 4, there is a mass increase from 22,000 in 2017 to 30,000 in 2023. Out of which in 2023, 52.9 are girls. All these 52%, do you have any dropouts along the line within the percentage?
These are the statistics I got for the number of girls. I don't have the number of dropouts. That has not been indicated here. But it's necessary, it's very important that we look at that area as well, because we are encouraging access, retention, and completion. So we will look at those. I'm sure that there will be figures for that. Thank you.
Question number 153 of 2022 by the member for Kiang East.
Honorable Speaker, this question instead should be my question. And when the questions were sent to the platform, I sent a text mail to notify the table office that the so question and so question supposed to be my question, but instead, honorable member for Care East has been put against the questions. The notice has been sent.
I've been informed that it's to read by the member for Kiang West instead of Kiang East by the table office. Now, question number 153 of 2023 by the member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education inform this August Assembly of her ministry's plan to complete the staff resident at Kenaba Upper and Senior Secondary School that was built by the ex-Students Association?
Honorable Speaker, as I kept updating this August Assembly, staff accommodation is indeed a challenge that the ministry recognizes and is grappling with. However, there is currently no budget line for construction of staff quarters. We therefore would need the support of the National Assembly for the creation of a budget line and appropriation of funds to that effect, so that the ministry starts addressing this challenge without depending on partner support. Meanwhile, the ministry will engage its partners for possible support to complete the building. Honorable Speaker, I can't conclude without thanking the Ex-Students Association for their support and the initiative they have taken, and the Honorable Member for Kiang West for his concern. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, I could remember I personally called you for it. We spoke over phone, cell phone, about it. But I have seen the intervention of MRC Holland Foundation, who are directly working with MOPSI. Is there any possibilities of you talking to those people to complete this structure?
Yes, there is a possibility, and I can do that, or we can do that. It depends on what we will get out of the request.
Your response was, you can't do it. Will you do that?
Do you have another supplementary question? Yeah, because you said you have asked her, she says she cannot, and you said again, can you do that?
She responded, yes, we can do that.
Oh, okay.
We can do that.
Oh.
So I'm asking, will she do that?
I think it's explicit, isn't it? It's very explicit.
Question number 1.
I am the questioner, so it's left to my satisfactory and your ruling, but not the other members. Can you please tell them?
I'm now telling them, please, members, maintain order. Do you have? Honorable Member of Kiang West, you had asked, you asked your 2 supplementary questions. Thank you very much. Question number 154 of 2023 by the member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education inform this August Assembly of her ministry's plan to upgrade the Tangulari Lower Basic to a basic cycle school for students traveling far distance, moving to urban centers to have easy access to education? But they reduced my question. Can I?
Honorable Speaker, the distance between Tankular Lower Basic School and the nearest upper basic school, which is Manduar Basic Cycle, is about 8.3 kilometers. Going by the education policy pronouncement on distance to school, Tankular Lower Basic deserves consideration for upgrading. However, in school mapping analysis, other parameters are critical, particularly the sustainability of the school determined by the enrollment projection. I have a table here that shows the projection from 2020 to 2023. The enrollment of Tankular Lower Basic School fluctuates. Being a fishing community with parents often moving in and out with their children, and also the school is small with no other feeder school. Most importantly, the analysis reveals a downward trend in the enrollment from 2020, except for a slight increase this year. The ministry will conduct further analysis periodically to ascertain the feasibility if we are to upgrade Tankular Lower Basic. Meanwhile, the ministry will look into other access interventions like provision of bicycles to ease the burden of traveling that long distance to school.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, your response are very true. I taught in that school days in 2014. And parents send their children, even from Combo sometimes, to come and have schools there, to be schooled there. And I am sure if the community are engaged, at junior secondary school level, what I do experience is that from Mandwari Basic Cycle School and Keneba Lower Basic, Keneba Senior Upper and Senior Secondary School, kids come from Combo, Fonyi, and other ends to come for junior secondary school in the communities. And the distance these children are traveling is too far. 8-point-something kilometers from one community to another, which is very bushy.
Honorable Member. Honorable Member, please take your seat. Any supplementary question? No.
This is the first supplementary question. If you rule one out, the other one should come.
All right, please go ahead.
Honorable Minister, how soon would you help us get those bicycles so that the children could access the school conveniently?
Make an appeal. So I cannot put a deadline or a duration to my appeal. I can appeal and get it tomorrow. I can appeal and don't get it till next month. I can appeal and don't get it till next year because we don't have the bicycles. We ask those people, those partners who supply bicycles to school for easy access. And it depends on when they get their supplies. That's when they can honor requests.
The member for Lower Salem, you can take the floor.
Who are those partners? And how many students are in that schools? Who are those partners? Yes, sorry.
We have different partners. We have the Sheik's bikes. And if you're talking about the number of children in the school, like I said, the enrollment fluctuates. In 2020, the total enrollment was 271. 271. In 2021, it dropped to 188. In 2022, it dropped further to 133. And 2023, it picked up again slightly with just about 15 students added on to last year's enrollment. And the number is 148. So it's a small school.
I now invite member for Serekunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. We are talking of sustainability here. What would be more feasible, to provide bicycles or provide school bus system? What would be more sustainable?
Sorry, to provide school bus to whom? To this school?
No. Please, member for Serekunda. Your question is not clear to her. To provide bicycle to that school or to all schools in the Gambia or to Serekunda school?
The school, obviously it's the school we are talking about. She proposed to give out bicycles to the students, given the number of students. It is not more sustainable to provide school bus, or buses to the hard-to-reach areas.
To that school.
I want to believe that would be on the high side, to provide bus. It will be better and more realistic at the moment to help them with bicycles than to talk about a bus. We have this greater Banjul area where we have many more students traveling long distances. And perhaps up to now, we don't have enough buses for them. So to take a whole bus to this school, don't think it's realistic. Thanks.
Member for Fonyi Councillor.
Yes, thank you very much. To the Minister of Basic Education, as per the down and up of increase in terms of percentages of students enrollment, before it was good, later became down and moderately a 15 added. As per expertise in your education department or ministry, what must have been the reason of this drastic dropout in terms of enrollment of the area or the named school?
Well, like I said in my reply, parents move in and out. And other reasons you can't tell. I can't tell unless we find out. But perhaps this is a school where we need to do some serious enrollment sensitization so that as we are trying to target the out-of-school children, we may look into this area and see if there are out-of-school children and we get them into schools.
I now give the floor to the member for Tumanna.
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw because I think she has just touched my area of concern. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Basic and Secondary Education, for those answers provided to this August Assembly. Thank you very much. You may now leave. Honorable members, I want to suspend the House for 30 seconds. 30 seconds, yes. 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 The House is suspended for 30 seconds.
Honorable Speaker, 30 seconds.
Clerk.
Questions for oral answer by the Minister for Petroleum and Energy.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy, please, you may take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 133 of 2023 by the member for Brikama North and Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the recent increase in the electricity tariffs by NAVIC received national outcry, and thus the move is not the least welcomed by the people. Could the Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Energy tell this August Assembly if his ministry will consider listening to the people and then revise the decision?
Good evening. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minority Leader. I would like to start by saying that tariff or any increase is not popular anywhere. And my ministry did not increase tariff. There is a law in the country, and tariffications is guided by that law, and PURA, being the independent regulator which regulates the sector, made a determination based on factual data, scientific data, based on the cost of producing the electricity and water. And this tariff, according to PURA, will enable NAWEC to be able to sustain the services that it's providing.
Can I just raise a point of order on the minister? I don't know.
Yes, please, no.
Yeah, I
Please.
don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to ask if the minister is reading.
Honorable member, not the procedure, yes. You are on what?
No, I just wanted to.
No, honorable member, please take your seat.
No, what I wanted to say.
Okay, just sit down. Put off your mic. Are you raising a point of order? Okay, please. Honorable member. All right, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask if the minister is reading the answers, the written answers, or is he just explaining? Because I know the question is written in a written form, and I think the response should be in a written form as well. That is what I wanted to say. If it is in a written form, that is what he is supposed to read, but not by way of explaining the question directly.
Honorable, you are observing or you are on a point of order? Yes, you know, questions for oral answers by the Honorable Minister. It could be in a written form or to answer orally. The Minister is in order. What the practice is, whatever Honorable Member or the Vice President or a Minister say here is recorded by Hansard and produced. Verbatim. Honorable Minister, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I said, the tariff was determined by PURA, the independent regulator, based on factual cost data for producing the electricity and water services. The tariff, as per PURA determination, will enable NAWEC to recover its costs and stay afloat. Following the determination, the government, in consultation with the Ministry of Finance, provided subsidy to dampen the determination so that the resultant tariff to the consumer was as to what was published. The tariff, according to PURA, was a do or die. Nonetheless, the government is aware of the outcry. As I said, it is not very popular, but we've gone out to explain to the population the reason for the increase, and the government is taking all the necessary measures to make sure that in the future, when we roll out the green energy source, we'll be able to see how to dampen and reduce the tariff in the future. You may be interested to know that the last tariff increase was in 2015. And since 2015, costs have gone up significantly. And as a result, if we want electricity and water services, it has to be paid for. And this determination was made by the relevant authority. So I don't think it's an issue that my ministry can go back and revise the decision. The decision was independently made by the regulator. Thank you.
Honorable member, any supplementary?
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I may understand that PURA determined the tariff, but where NAWEC is directly involved, is there room for consultation with that unit in determining the tariff?
That is something that is under the purview of the regulator. Thank you.
Honorable member.
Even whereas, Honorable Minister, you did say increment is never popular, where to an extent it is so unpopular, can the government put into consideration, if it cannot revise the decision, but to at least come in to see how best to remedy or ease down the unpopularity of the increment?
For me, Honorable Member, I am guided by data and facts. And I think, as I explained, the government did come in to try to provide some level of subsidy when PURA made the first determination. And that is why the tariff came to the current level of 14 point something. The original determination that PURA made was about close to $16 per kilowatt hour. And water was about $25 per cubic meter. And because of the intervention that the Ministry of Finance made to take up certain obligations of NAWEC in the tariff determination, that is why the tariff was $14 per cubic meter, per kilowatt hour, and about $18 per cubic meter for water.
I now invite the member for Fonyi Bintang Karanai.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, as the question reads that this is an outcry from the public, do you have any intention to consult the regulator for the concern of the people?
My ministry's role is to make sure that NAWEC, which is under my responsibility, provides the service. And that is my responsibility as a minister. Now, what the regulator does, is something which is not under my control. And as I said, the ministry does not determine the tariff. And the ministry is not involved in the tariff determination. This is independent of the government. But when PURA made the determination, it was brought to the level of government, and government then looked at it to see what it could do, and it provided what it could do, so that we can continue to receive the services that NAWEC is providing. Otherwise, we stand the risk of killing the goose that lays the golden egg. Thank you.
The member for Banjul North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, like the saying goes, success will only happen when our dreams are bigger than our excuses. And according to your response, you said the last tariff that was increased was in 2015. Is this an excuse? Is this an excuse?
Excuse of what? Because, I'm telling you that if it is an excuse, then I would have said that it is us as a government who made the determination. This is guided by facts, audited financial statements, and other data, that NAWEC presented to the regulator. Excuse of what? The international cost of fuel has gone up. In the international market, it's not controlled by the government, not you, not me, nobody else. These are factual data. The cost of Dalasi to the US dollars, the NAWEC services, and they purchase fuel in US dollars. They are not purchasing it in Dalasi. Even if it is in Dalasi, it is first purchased in US dollars and then Dalasi. So what is the exchange rate in 2015 and now today? What was the cost of the barrel of fuel then in 2015 and today? These are factual figures. And these are, we're not playing about politics. We are talking about factual issues. Thank you.
I now give the floor to the member for Lower Salom.
Honorable Speaker, I have an observation.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Minister, yes, increasing tariff is never a problem. But did you factor the quality services to our people, giving quality service to our people? Yes.
Of course, as the regulator and as a ministry responsible, the two issues are not one before the other. You must have the infrastructure in place to be able to provide the quality of service. And quality of service is something that you improve on. And we are building, as I said here several times, the infrastructure is under construction to make sure that we improve the quality of service of electricity and water in this country. Currently, as part of this tariff determination, there are certain losses that the regulator has not accepted to be included in the tariff determination from NAWEC. These are inefficiencies that were not factored, and the regulator will not take it on board. So obviously, yes, we could do better, but that doing better involves investments, and those investments are ongoing to make sure that, as we move forward into next year, for example, tremendous improvements in the quality of service will be realized.
Now I invite the member for Upper Salom.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the issue of tariffs with PURA, actually, PURA is not obliged by the PURA Act to actually do it because the losses actually they may, which means now it's up to the service provider to do that. However, if they're going to have to do it, then there are criteria that they just stated. The question now is, as a ministry, wouldn't you have considered the viability of such options in terms of incremental, instead of making it one time, you make it incremental. For example, 2 years or 3 years, every year you put a percentage. Because this, I think that you need to be able to agree with PURA, because of, even though they will make the suggestion, but they don't have to. But how about think of an incremental over a period of time instead of just having a one-time increment?
You see, as I said, tariff, whether it's incremental or bulk, is never popular. That is a fact. Let us face the facts, Honorable. How NAWEC applies to PURA, there is, in fact, something called the revenue compensation mechanism that has been introduced with the support of the World Bank to make sure that every 6 months, NAWEC makes an application to PURA, and they are compensated for certain variations in the cost of the electricity. But the issue is, it is always difficult.
BANJUL, South,
it's always difficult.
Salom,
that is for NAWEC to do, and we encourage, in fact, this particular increment was very difficult on the side of the government, but it is something that at the highest level, decision was taken that it must be, implemented.
Member for Bakau.
Very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, research shows that in the sub-region, when it comes to electricity, the Gambia is more expensive than any other part of the sub-region. Why is this?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Bakau. The simple question is how we produce electricity determines our cost. Because we, as I explained here before, here we have generators that are 6 megawatts, 5 megawatts, 3 megawatts, 10 megawatts, using heavy fuel oil, which fluctuates. Last year, the barrel of fuel or per metric ton was about one time 400. It jumped to 600 and something. You're not in control of that volatility. I mean, in Senegal and other countries, they have hydro. They have gas. And that energy mix enables them to sell power lower than us. But we are on track. As I have explained here before, we are greening our energy. The Jambul solar plant will be added to our energy mix, and in the future it will reduce our cost, and obviously when that reduction comes, it is transferred to the consumers. We are importing power from Senegal. They have gas to power because they have gas reserves. We are going to import power from Guinea, which is hydro. We are going to trying to import power from Ivory Coast. They have gas to power. So all of these mixed up together in the future will enable us to reduce and this is part of the ECOWAS, electricity generation and transmission master plan.
Question number 134 of 2023 by the member for Fonyi Bintang Kranai.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Minister of Energy inform this August Assembly of the government plan to expand the electrification project in Fonyi Bintang Karanai?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. It is my pleasure to inform this August Assembly that the government of the Gambia, through NAWEC, is currently implementing the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Access Project, which will expand electricity infrastructure to 18 communities in Fonyi Bintang Karanai. Currently, the contractor has completed the design and engineering works by 80%. Supply of materials is ongoing, and a number of materials have actually arrived in country, and the construction works are expected to start pretty soon, this month or early next month. The list of communities, if you want, I can give you a complete list, which I have here. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for that wonderful news. I will appreciate the fact that if you can supply me with that list. And the question is, where is the material supplied to? In which area are the materials supplied to? Specifically in Fonyi Binta?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
You told me that the supply of
No, I said materials for the project, because this is a project that comprises about 300 and something communities in the country under this particular project. So the materials are coming, and some of the materials are already in country. As we speak, there is a team in India doing what is called FAT, the Factory Acceptance Test for additional materials.
My heart is full of joy. Only expecting for the coming of it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Question number, member for Brikama North and Minority Leader.
Yes, Honorable Minister, I think it will not be enough to provide the list. If you are in position to read the list of the villages that are to benefit. Binta, yes.
I have it. Batongding Ka Jata, Batongding Kandunga, Bulanjo, Kaimo, Kasumai, Siwol Kayanga, Jilang Gafi, Sita Nunku, Tempuntu, Komoso, Sibanor, of course, Bata Butu Kantora, Arangalen, Bajaka, and then Buram, Janak, and Tampon Kotu, and then Kanuma.
I now invite the member for Fonyi Councillor.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, the Minister of Energy. May I also seize this opportunity to ask your indulgence after this assembly, the list of my area beneficiary. Thank you.
Please, that question is ruled out. Now, the member for Kiang West. It's always out of order. Now, question number 136 of 2023 by the member for Lower Salum.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Could the Honorable Minister for Energy please inform this August Assembly about the reasons behind the failure of the solar plant in the Lower Salem constituencies, and how much money has been invested in that solar plant? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. At project conception, the solar plant was supposed to operate in a synchronous mode with the previous generator installed at the Kawur Power Station. But after construction, it was discovered that the two systems could not synchronize due to design fault. However, the solar plant was operated during the day and then the generator at night. Since then, the implementation of the Rural Electrification Project Phase 2, a new transmission line was constructed from Farafenye to Kawur to reduce the number of power stations in the rural areas in order to optimize operation and reduce cost. The solar plant is no more needed in Kawur as the electricity demand is being covered by the supply from Farafenye. NAWEC has plans to relocate the facility to other communities that cannot access electricity through the grid, to have a standalone green mini-grid in line with government's greening of the energy sector. I mean, in terms of the cost, I will get back to you on how much was spent on this project.
So, the cost is not available for now. Honorable Speaker, yes, the Minister thoroughly informed us about the design problem of the solar plant, but where he fails to produce us the cost, and any project that you have seen, there was a cost attached to it, but he fails to give us the hope that there is nothing, hope there is a proper deal on this solar plant.
I was not there, and I don't. These were externally funded projects. I think I will find out. If you think that, or you have information that there were dealings, you can share it with us, and we can have a look at it.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. You know, parliamentary members are investigators. Yes, you need to understand this, Honorable Ministers. Honorable Minister, now you want to reallocate the solar plant. Which constituency or which village in my constituencies? In my constituency, which village now? Because there are, we have 64 villages in my constituency. We have only 7 of them that fortunate to get electricity. But other village, there's nothing. Which village?
I don't have the answer to tell you which. I said NAWEC has plans. Now, if you are interested to have it within your constituency, that is something that can be discussed with NAWEC. But what I can tell you is this. Under the various projects that we are implementing, quite a number of communities in Lower Salem are being covered. I have the list in my laptop, and as you recall, I had made contacts with you to provide me with the, yeah, okay?
But I'm interested, let him stay in Lower Salem.
No.
You cannot love here.
No. Member for Banjul South.
Thank you. I think he's answered part of my question. He said that the solar plant is no longer needed. Is the minister telling us that they have 24 hours electricity for it not to be needed? Thank you.
Honorable members, please, if you don't want me to rule out your question, allow him to answer.
Yeah, I have been reliably informed by NAWEC that as of now, because they are connected to the grid from Farafenye, and as a issue of operational efficiency, cost reductions, that's why the system is not in use.
Member for Standing.
I withdraw, Honorable Speaker. The question is answered. Thank you.
Member for Woodley East, have you withdrawn also?
Let me just ask this question, Honorable Speaker. Is the minister telling us that the solar plant is now abandoned completely?
It's not in use.
Question number 138 of 2023 by the member for Upper Salem.
I had a supplementary before my question. You didn't call my name.
No, you didn't provide. You didn't raise your tag.
Maybe you didn't see me. Okay, so that's fine. I'll bring it. I know how to craft it. Don't worry. Yes. Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, the issue of water supply and sanitation in the rural areas continues to be a problem since independence. It resulted in various villages having standalone solar-powered boreholes through the Ministry of Water Resources or philanthropists. Would the Honorable Minister for Energy confirm to this August Assembly if NAWEC has any plans to explore the opportunity of providing rural water supply across the country using regional clustering where possible.
Honorable Speaker, I have to clarify that rural water supply is not under the purview of my ministry nor NAWEC. It falls under the Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Fisheries and Water Resources. However, NAWEC deals with peri-urban and the growth centers in the provinces. And what I can tell you is that NAWEC is working on a master plan with the support of the World Bank, which will dictate its policy countrywide with respect to water supply and sanitation. But it will focus mainly on the urban and peri-urban areas and those growth centers in the provinces.
Thank you very much. In fact, this is more to do with a business case, because again, NAWEC is not meant for, it's not an NGO. So I'm just putting this one to see if there's a business case for that to be provided, because people will pay. So it's a matter of actually doing a business case, and then you do the cost-benefit analysis. That's exactly why I'm trying to get to.
That's fair enough. As I said, the master plan and subsequently the feasibility studies that will be developed following the master plan will guide NAWEC's decision.
Member for Lower Salum.
Honorable Minister, if I heard you well, you said the province's water supply is not under your ministry, right?
No, I said they are what is called rural water supply, and there are what is called the provincial growth centers, like Farafenye, Basse, all right, and Bansang. Those are NAWEC is providing water services, okay, but the rural water supplies infrastructure or sector is not under my ministry, it's under the Ministry of Fisheries and Water Resources. Is that clear?
Question number 139 of 2023 by the member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy confirm to this August Assembly claims that NAWEC is due to settle Senelec 17 billion CFA, which is equivalent to $645 million?
Honorable Speaker, I can confirm that yes, NAWEC owes Senelec outstanding invoices for power supplied to NAWEC for the population. Payment of Senelec invoices is made in arrears and from 1 month to another. NAWEC is currently making payments towards the arrears, and it is carrying out a reconciliation exercise with Senelec to update the outstanding amount. So I cannot confirm right now the amount that you have stated here, because it's a dynamic amount, but they own, because they supply NAWEC and then you pay a month or two after.
No supplementary.
Member for Woolly East.
Honorable Speaker, well, the whole issue is surrounding the confirmation. If the minister cannot confirm now, can the minister endeavor to confirm this figure, or to come with a clearer answer to the Assembly?
Yeah, but also, yes, we'll endeavor, but there are also national interests and national security. I have to also be very frank. There are information which are of national interest and national security. So I think, let me just say that.
Member for Upper Salum.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Going by the Minister's answer, it seems like these payments are made in arrears, which is understood. But essentially, the question actually, it seems you are talking about a very big area. How does that actually come into the foray? Because most of the meters now is cash power, which means you prepay. And why is it taking so long for now to settle? Since this is cash power, is it that there is power theft, or what exactly is happening?
You see, earlier on you talked about tariff. So if your costs, the tariff does not cover your costs, you have arrears. And the power that NAWEG was producing, the tariff could not cover the costs. And therefore, there is arrears. And as a result, it is the government that is supporting NAWEG to try to pay for those arrears. It's a business. That's why I explained that you don't kill the goose that lays the golden egg. And these are factual issues, and it has to be taken in that context.
Question number 140 of 2023 by the member for Kiang East.
Honorable Speaker, honorable member asked me to administer his questions on his behalf.
Please go ahead, sir.
Honorable Speaker, I'm administering this question on behalf of honorable member for Kiang East. Honorable Speaker, could the honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy explain to this August Assembly why an electricity meter cost 8,500 in Kiang, whilst some meters cost 1,000 in parts of Sierra?
Point of order, yes, please. Go ahead. From Kiang West. Please go ahead. Please use your mic.
These two members, Upper Salum and Lower Salum, are making seeming disturbance here while I ask my question.
Order sustained. In fact, it includes the member for Nyamina Dankunku and Banjul South. And I think the member for Nyamina Dankunku should take his seat. The member for Nyamina Dankunku should go back to his seat. You see them? Look at Banjul South and Lower Salum. Honorable Minister, please proceed.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member for Kiang East, I would like to explain that all domestic single-phase electricity meters cost $8,500 nationwide. Okay? Now, the EEP project, the electricity extension project that was implemented in Kiang did not come with the provision of electricity meters and accessories. NAWEG purchases the meters at cost and transfer these costs to the consumers with a margin. Now, however, in the case of the JAM electricity backbone phase 1, which covers CRR, that project, the funding came with the provision of electricity meters and accessories. Okay? Now, and we then asked NAWEG, because it's not NAWEG that is purchasing the meter, but it was the project and how it was structured, how it was developed, the project, how it was developed. And that's why NAWEG charges $1,000 just to cover the cost of service. But the government is exploring avenues to see how the model that is used under the JAM project is replicated, and then to address some of these issues which you have raised. Because right now, they buy the meters at huge cost, and they have to recover that money. But really, we are concerned about the cost differential, but these are the facts.
I have no further question.
Member for Upper Salum.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. With regards to the question, which shows the differences in the, in the cost of meters, etc., would the Honorable Minister also be willing to go take it even further? Because the PORA Act actually allows charges to be varied, for you to continue also on the cost of electricity to be varied also in that particular area, since we've been denied since independence of electricity.
Honorable Member for Upper Salum, as I said, I am not in control of how much electricity is charged in the country. That is for PURA, because they are an independent regulator. They look at the data and the facts and the costs and make a determination. Just like every other part in the country, if they make a determination and the cost is across the country, and the government can make any subsidy to dampen the cost to the population, we will surely do that.
Question number 141 of 2023 by the member for Kiang East.
Honorable Speaker, reading this oral question to on behalf of Honorable Member for Kiang East. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy explain to this August Assembly if any royalties or taxes have been paid by FAR since 2021?
I hope you are not reading the wrong question. Question number 141 of 2023.
Okay, I'm reading 142. Sorry for that. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy explain the fiscal terms of the contract with FAR?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The fiscal terms of the Petroleum Exploration, Development and Production License is not a contract, it's a license between the government of the Gambia and FAR are as follows. We have the service withholding taxes, we have the royalty, and these royalties are paid when production starts. You have the corporate income tax, you have the government national oil company participation in the production stage. You have VAT, import duties of goods that are imported, export duties of oil that would be produced and exported, and additional profit payment are the fiscal terms of the license.
I have no further question.
Question number 142 of 2023 by the member for Kiang East.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy explain to this August Assembly if any royalties and/or taxes have been paid by the FAR since 2021, and if so, how much?
Honorable Speaker, no royalties have been paid by FAR so far, because royalties are only paid on the produced resources. And since there is no production yet, no royalty has been paid yet. As indicated above, the service withholding tax is usually the most significant payable tax during the exploration phase. And FAR has indeed paid this tax as follows. In 2021, they paid $1,800,000 US, and in 2022, they paid $2,597,781.77, a total of $4,397,793.02 as withholding, service withholding tax to the government under the license. But they're just exploring. They have not got anything yet. They've paid this much money to the government for being in the license to explore oil for us.
Honorable Minister, how long will this exploration take?
As long as it's necessary for us to, it depends on when you hit the oil, it will produce, we'll shift from exploration to production. We are yet to hit the oil, but when we hit it, then we'll go into production.
I now
have no further question.
I now give the floor to the member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, when an oil company is exploring the beginning, they pay lancing. But when they also take ownership of a block, don't they pay more than when they do not own anything? Then do you have a difference?
I don't think I understand your question pretty well. So can you explain?
I'm saying when by the first time they started operating, looking for oil, exploring for oil, they pay a certain lancing. And then when they now go to another stage and own a block, completely own a block, don't they pay more than the first time they got registered in the Gambia?
No, but the block is not owned by the licensee. The block is owned by the government. It's owned by the Gambian people. Yeah, so what happened is, I've just explained to you. No, I'm just explaining to you that's why I said to you that this is not a contract. And the response, it's a license. And it is called PEPLA, which means that you go through stages, which is the exploration, development, and production. That is why it is called PEPLA. Now, at every stage, there is obligation that the licensee has to fulfill. Now, obviously, these royalties and tax is when they start producing, then more money will come into the coffers of the government. Because, as I explained, there is the royalty, which is paid based on what is produced. There are other taxes that would accrue to the government when they start producing. But right now, during the exploration phase, they pay these service withholding tax. I mean, you are putting your money where your mouth is, because it's something that they have not seen yet, but they are prepared to go the long haul and see it, expecting a benefit at the end of it. But at least we've got 4-point-something million in the last 2 years.
Member for Upper Salum.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just wanted to find out with the Minister, are there any additional charges that we charge based on the licensing regime, like training, etc.?
We have training and resources that they pay. These are the TNR resources, which is meant to support the capacity building and other resource-related issues. In fact, they pay, but given what has been happening in the sector, I mean, some of these people are beginning to, because there is a shift from oil and gas to green energy. And so what you are getting, maybe in the next 2 years, you may not get it. Because most of these companies are now moving green.
Member for Lower Salum. Lower Salum.
I withdraw.
Thank you. Question number 143 of 2023 by the member for Kiang East.
And the honorable member said all his questions for Energy Ministry. Honorable Minister, Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy explain if indeed FI is exempted, in bracket, obtain a waiver to drill for 2 years, and what is the upside of this decision by the Gambia?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Yes, FAR's obligation to drill an other well within 2 years have been waived. You may be aware that FAR has drilled 2 wells between 2018 and 2021, and within this same period, only 1 offshore similar exploration well was drilled in our neighboring countries, that is in Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, and Sierra Leone, Liberia put together. Therefore, 2 wells in the Gambia constitute a major achievement. Unfortunately, both wells were dry wells, meaning did not find oil commercially. First, JB partner, after the second well, decided to exit the license at Petronas, while FAR chose to stay, but asking for more time before they drill another well by amending the relevant license provisions. Their request was reviewed first by the Petroleum Commission, then by the National Petroleum Negotiation Commission, comprising of 9 key stakeholders: Ministry of Justice, GNPC, Ministry of Finance, DRA. Based on these reviews, a recommendation was made to me for my approval to waive these work obligations. And I acted on Section 29 of the Petroleum Acts to grant the waiver. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, do you ascertain whether any other resources has been found during exploration since they didn't find any oil?
I'm not aware of FAR finding anything else. But if we can always ask, and it has not been brought to my attention as well by the relevant entity, which is Petroleum Commission, and also there are staff of the GNPC that normally go offshore into the vessel when they are doing certain exploratory work. Nothing different has been reported.
Since 2 wells were drilled and no oil was found, wasn't a proper feasibility study been done? And didn't this exploration had an impact on the environment?
I think all of these companies, they are experts in their own field. You know, obviously there are a lot of studies and a lot of physical data that is available. They assess that data, and these people have invested enormous amount of money to do the exploration at their own cost, not at our cost. And that to do what? To help us find oil. Okay? So the issue is, it is as well for them, as good for them as it is good for us. So the fact of the matter is this: we are in the MSGB zone, which is the Mauritania, Senegal, Guinea, and Guinea-Bissau, and the Gambia zone. We have seen oil in Senegal and Guinea-Bissau and also in Mauritania. So we share the same geographical formation. So it is a matter of time. They will be able to hit it next time when they drill. That's our wish and that's our belief. Because the fact that Senegal has, why not us? And we share the same formation. It's a matter of where you drill.
Member for Woodley East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you said they drilled 2 wells which were dry. Which are these 2 wells? What are these 2 wells? And after they have drilled the 2 wells, now wait, this is the one question. After drilling 2 questions which are dry, did you give them extra wells? And which are those 2 wells?
We don't give wells. You don't give. You
They
don't
drill
give
2 wells.
No, but you don't give wells. You give them a block, an area to search for oil.
Which blocks did you give? Which blocks?
I think it's A2 and A5. Those are the blocks. A2 and A5. And they will go and, search.
Thank you. Question number, the member for Sanementering.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, could you tell us exactly where these 2 wells which were drilled are? Thank you.
They are offshore. I can provide you with the offshore map, if you so wish.
Question number 144 of 2023 by the member for Kiang East.
Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy explain to this August Assembly the exploration and drilling work of FAR 2023-2024 and the key milestones and revenue streams expected for the national coffers?
Honorable Speaker, as indicated above, FAR with its joint venture partners, Petronas, has already drilled 2 wells within the last 4 years at a tune of close to $100 million. With its JV partner now gone, leaving FAR as the sole licensee, my ministry is favorably considering giving FAR a breathing space to principally look for partners to bring in and not only the much needed capital, but also new set of eyes and perspective that will hopefully lead to discovery when another well is drilled. As indicated above, it is government interest that the next well drill be a successful one. It is important to know that there is always competition for investment capital, both globally and regionally. Therefore, the more competitive our terms and conditions are, the more we attract investment in this very risky business operation. During exploration, the competitive advantage status is attained through, among others, by lowering the initial entry requirement. Thus, while revenue may be earned at this stage, as the case for the Gambia, they are not the primary objective for the government at this stage. The primary objective is to find oil, and I said we have just been unlucky, but have done what leads to finding oil, that is drilling well. According to the current plan, during the we'll be getting a partner to bring in capital and technical know-how, completion of social and corporate responsibilities. By the way, it may be of interest to you know that FAR has secured numerous corporate and social responsibility projects since 2017. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, you've indicated that FAR has been given a breathing space to look for a partner. How far have they gone with this, and when did you discuss this with them?
No, as I said, I don't discuss with FAR. We have a petroleum, sector committee comprising of multi-stakeholders. FAR made a request to make certain amendments and allow them to look for partners so that they can bring the capital needed for them to continue their work. So the other option, they reviewed it. The other option was you say no to FAR and they take their bag and leave. And you then start looking for people that will come in this era where the shift is going from oil to renewable. So they are looking. the timeline. We have given them a waiver to drill another well within the next 2 years. So at the end or towards the end, the committee will do an assessment to see the facts and make their recommendation to me.
Honorable Minister, on your response previously, you've indicated that this was not actually a contract but licensing instead. But if I heard you well right now, you said FAR requested for an amendment. Amendment for licensing requirement or amendment of what?
It's a license agreement between the government of the Gambia and FAR. So as a partner, if you want to change any terms and condition, any article in the agreement, you have to get the consent of the other party. So they made a proposal that this is the reality that we are faced with following the exit our partner in the license, and we are not in the position to solder everything with the current terms. So it's either you allow us, relieve some of the terms, for us to be able to look another partner, or, we will go.
I now invite the member for Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, since FAR is continuing to do more blocks, which new blocks did you offer to FAR and what are the prospects?
No, we have not offered any new block to FAR. The blocks that FAR have been licensed to operate since their inception is the same block that they are using. We have not offered any new blocks to FAR.
Question number 145 of 2023 by the member for Bundung Kakunda.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm authorized by the questioner to read his question. Honorable Speaker, being aware of the fact that water is an essential basic need, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy inform this August Assembly what measures are in place to address the low water pressure problem experienced by the residents of Bundung and its surrounding communities within the Greater Banjul area?
Honorable Speaker, the government of the Gambia knows that water is life and is considered as human right, and it is doing everything that is practically possible to ensure that every household in the country has access to potable water. Specific to Bundung Kakunda, NAWEC made some improvements in the distribution system to augment the water pressure in the area. It's not enough, but in the short to medium term, NAWEC has developed a project proposal to improve the water supply system in Bundung Kakunda and has submitted the same to the ministry, and in consultation with the Ministry of Finance, we're looking for funding to implement these improvement works as soon as possible. And also the Honorable Member for Bundung Kakunda had discussed and indicated that they have a site in Bundung in the school that they can use to drill a new borehole, which can be temporarily used, and we will be consulting him next week. The ministry and the team will go on the ground with him to do an assessment to see how that area can be used. Thank you.
Any supplementary?
A supplementary question. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, did your ministry engage NAWEC to do a detailed study in order to establish the cause of the low water pressure and the inadequate water supply in most of the settlements in the Greater Banjul area?
Of course, we know the production capacity is less than the demand. That's it. Simple, pure answer. The demand is more than the supply capacity. And we have the infrastructural, development has not matched the population growth and the change in quality of life. But specific to Bununkakunda and some of these areas, the distribution network, it comprises of long polythene tubes that were laid in the 70s, and so many people connecting to it. And if you have a pipe which is this size, which is supposed to serve one person, and 200 people are connected, it cannot supply you. That is practically impossible, and you will have water supply pressure problems. That is why I'm saying, noting the problem, NAWEC has developed a project proposal to improve this area. But at the same time, there is a project called the Water Supply Water Supply Project in the Greater Banjul, funded by the AFD, which is currently going through the short-term measures, medium and long-term measures, as well as the World Bank is funding under the JAM project, water improvement projects, as well as the OIC, projects. We have already dug so many boreholes. We are waiting to launch the tenders for distribution and transmission networks to be laid, so that we improve the water supply system in the country.
Yes, I have another supplementary question. So does that mean that the water generated and maybe the reservoirs are no longer enough for the rising population? So how soon would your ministry address this issue?
No, one question. Just ask one question.
No, I justified my question, then ask him the question.
What is your question?
My question is that how soon would his ministry come up with solutions to these problems?
The solutions are already at work. As I have explained, we have all these WASIP project, we have the World Bank short-term projects, we have the AFD project, which is actually doing work on the ground, to improve the distribution network, transmission network, add additional boreholes. Reservoir, it's not a reservoir. You have to bring the water to put it in the reservoir. So reservoir on its own does not give you water. You have to bring the water to put it in the reservoir. So those boreholes.
Observation, I observe. I use reservoir because I know.
No, please. No. Member for Banjul North.
I was answering, but then I have observation about the reservoirs that he mentioned.
No observation.
Then he stopped. So
Okay,
allow him to continue.
Please, no observation.
Huh?
Because you observe, that's why so no observation.
No, but we are talking of an issue. The people of the Carnegie municipality are thirsty.
No, please sit down.
They don't have water.
Please, sir, sit down.
It's an issue.
No observation.
Can I go ahead? Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Minister, have you finished answering to his alien question? Not observation.
Yeah, I said these are the capacity. The supply is more than the demand is more than the supply. So, and the infrastructural development has not kept pace with the development. So works are in place, and we are on track to try to remedy the situation. I mean, it's as soon as we are on it.
Member for Banjul North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I just want to ask whether you are aware that the police estate here in Banjul, that is normally called the police lines.
Honorable Member, can you read the question?
Yeah, I'm asking my question. is Greater Banjul area.
The members from Banjul and our elders here, Banjul is Banjul.
Yeah, but Greater Banjul area.
But the Greater Banjul is KM and the surrounding.
To say. I rest my case.
Confirm what? When the speaker is ruling, you have to confirm first before ruling.
Yeah, because Honorable Speaker, from what I understand, there is this master plan for Greater Banjul area, and Banjul is part of it. So, what are you trying to tell me now?
Banjul is Banjul. So you talked about KM and the Greater Banjul's areas. Banjul is Banjul, but the Greater Banjul is around the KM. I'm sure the members from Banjul can dispute that or not, but...
Not to be honest, Honorable Speaker.
Okay. Okay, please take your seat, sir.
Okay.
The member for Wuli is, can you help us, please? Then I will come to Banjul, Brikama North. For clarity.
I think Greater Banjul area will include Banjul as well.
No, I disagree. Member for Brikama
Honorable
North.
Speaker, I was working at the council,
Yes. No,
and
no,
this is the project that is
please.
happening.
No, sir, please sit down, sir.
I concur with the honorable member for Woli. When you talk about Greater Banjul, of course you cannot exclude Banjul. It's extension of Banjul.
I would want the honorable members for Wuli East and Brikama North to provide us the facts and details tomorrow. Meanwhile, I already Banjul North to go ahead with this question.
And to be honest, the question that I am about to ask, I believe it will be very important for the Honorable Minister, understanding that he is also from my constituency. This will be very helpful if his ministry will help, because police line currently, they are faced with this low water pressure, and this has been happening for the past 4 years. The last time I rose here and I talked about it, and thank you to your ministry. You went there and you started something. But as I am talking right now,
Ask your question, sir.
are you aware that police line is also faced with this low water pressure? If yes, what is your ministry willing to do to resolve the problem? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Member for Banjul North and Honorable Speaker. Yes, I am fully aware. And when the issue was first brought to my attention, I informed the Managing Director of NAWEC to go with his technicians. They did, and found out that the water meter was very small and was preventing the flow of water into the facility. Subsequent to that, I followed up, and then the team went there and found out that there is a leakage within the facility. And after the meter, the responsibility to correct leakage in the facility does not rest on NAWEC nor my ministry. It rests with the police engineering services. And I engaged the minister, and the minister engaged the engineer, which is Lang Fofana, for them to arrange with NAWEC, for NAWEC to assist them so that they can locate the leakage. And we have tried several times to engage them to no avail. So the issue is not NAWEC, it's them.
Honorable Mayor Observer, Honorable Speaker. No, you asked the member for Woli and Brikama, the minority, to provide you an answer of Greater Banjul area. It's not there. It's not there. The research, the member for Banjul South, make a research. Banjul is not part of, it's not there.
For me, I hold same belief and view that Banjul is not part of Greater Banjul area, but order, honorable members, I have asked the members for Wuli East and Brikama North to provide this assembly with facts and maps and all the details by tomorrow. So I believe Banjul is not part of Greater Banjul area. No. Banjul South?
It says here, Mr. Speaker, planning area. The planning area for this development plan is the GBA, consisting of the city of Banjul, capital of the Gambia, and the largest nearby cities of Kanifing and Brikama.
Honorable members, please, tomorrow we expect the result from these two honorable members to be assisted by the member of Banjul South, Banjul North, Banjul Central, and Lower Salum. Anyway, now question number 146. Member for Wuli is, please.
Honorable Speaker, thank you. The Honorable Minister mentioned 3 projects in that area, but we are putting on our oversight lens. We want to know exactly which project will actually address the pressure and capacity problem for Bundunga Kunda or Greater Banjul area.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member for Wuli, I've just explained that NAWEC has developed a project proposal specific to Bununka Kunda to improve the distribution network. The water does not come from Bununka Kunda. It comes from the boreholes. And these boreholes, these projects that I have elaborated, they sink in boreholes. They will sink borehole in the areas. And all of that now will come and congregate at the treatment plant from where it is pumped and put into the into the transmission network that goes into the distribution network, and it will reach Bununka Kunda.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Question number 146 of 2023 by the member for Sami.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy inform this August Assembly the villages in Same that are not yet electrified, when would they be electrified?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member for Sami. Honorable Speaker, according to the data provided to me by the Honorable Member for Sami, there are 70 communities in Sami, out of which 38 communities are already electrified under the JAM, which is the Gambia Electricity Restoration and Modernization Project Phase 1. And 9 communities will be electrified under the ongoing Gambia Electricity Access Project funded by the ADB. Currently, my ministry is working with NAWEC to carry out a baseline data assessment of all the communities to be electrified under the various ongoing projects, to make sure that no community is left out as part of the President's Universal Access Agenda.
Thank you. Oh, you still have supplementary question when the member for Pasalum, no village has been electrified in his communities?
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you want to tell me that all the villages that are not yet electrified will be electrified before 2024.
That is our plan.
Member for Lower Salem.
Honorable Minister, are you in position to give us the...
Honorable Member for Lower Salem, sorry, he has another supplementary question. I'm not sure what would the member for Upper Salem and Nyanaja will say. Member for Lower Salem, please go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, are you in position to provide us the list of the villages that will benefit this project?
With pleasure. I will provide it to you.
Member for Upper Salem.
Yes, also you can add Upper Salem and Nyanija, my neighbor, as well.
Yes, I'll be able to provide, because what I have done, the reason why I reach out to most of you honorable members was to get all the communities, because you have first-hand information of all the communities in your constituencies, the list of all the communities, including those that are electrified or not, so that I will be in a position at the policy level to cross-check against what NAWEC is providing. And with that, I will be in a position to see whether we are actually on track to achieving the universal access agenda or not. If there are areas that are left out, I will make sure that they are included in one way or the other, so that no community is left out. Not only did I do that, I reach out to the governors as well. And the governors have provided me the list of all the villages where they, they have as part of their database, just to substantiate and cross-check against the information that I've received from some of you. So it is in that context.
Honorable Minister, that is Upper Salem, Lower Salem, Nyanija.
Sorry, point of order, Speaker. Speaker, there is a point of
Speaker,
order.
point of order.
What the honorable member
Please,
asked.
honorable member for Serekunda, please take your seat.
Because they are trying
to... no, please. Yes, there is a point of... Please, member for Kiang West, switch off your mic.
Yes, honorable...
Switch off your mic, Kiang West. Please, there is point of order from the member for Serekunda. Can we hear the point of order from the member for Serekunda?
My point of order is that the question asked has no linkage
Honorable
with the
member,
question.
Please, if you are rising to a point of order, give us the authority. Which order?
I withdraw.
Honorable Speaker.
Don't use your mic, please, honorable members. There's a point of order from the member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, you are out of order by asking a question on behalf of the honorable members. It's not in line. You are asking a question on behalf of honorable members. It's out of order. It's not in line.
Please, honorable member, if you are rising to point of order, please guide this assembly to which order number or clause, and then why you are rising. Honorable members, please allow the minister to respond. Minister, are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Member for Lower Salem.
Honorable Minister, whether Lower Salem, Upper Salem, Nyani are part of this project.
Honorable Minister, please respond.
Yes.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Point of order from the member for Fonye Bintang Karanai.
Thank you. 43 supplementary questions. 43.4. A supplementary question shall not be in order if it introduces matters not included in the original question. And the matter raised by member for Lower Salem is not included in the original question.
Question number 147 of 2023 by the member for Sami.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy inform this August Assembly what plans are in place for the people of Same to have easy access to gas power outlets?
Thank you, Honorable Member for Sami. Honorable Speaker, NAWEC will engage one of the third-party vending agents to provide easy access to the people of Sami to purchase gas power, electricity, credit, among others. Also, we have tasked NAWEC to look at the possibility of having gas power outlets at close proximity to the population so that they can have access. And we're in discussion with them because we've explained to NAWEC that its services is not just pure business. It has a social responsibility and should make sure that people, we reach to the people, and it's not for people to pay extra cost to get these services.
Member for Sami, you are satisfied. Member for Lower Salem.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. On your answer, you said the NAWEC need to provide service to reach to the people. In my constituencies, no. On his answer, I mean, on his answer, Honorable members, allow me to come.
Point of order. There is point of order from the member for Kiang West.
The question was about Sami. So, honorable member is introducing new element by cutting his constituency. Otherwise, every other member will stand and ask about their constituency on this question because it's important. It's peculiar to all the constituencies. So, please, it's a new element. It cannot be introduced here.
No, you just stop at putting your point of order, but you cannot rule on behalf of the speaker. Point of order sustained.
In fact, Honorable Speaker. No, Honorable. No, wait.
Honorable member, please take your seat. You can reframe your question.
Honorable Minister, for the community to get their quality services, on your response now, I'm coming up. From 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, they close. What service will provide the community to go extent of 7 to 10 o'clock? Because in the service now, from after 4, I mean.
Honorable Minister, please respond.
What I can say is it's up to NAWEC and at the ministry to respond to the needs of the population. Now, if it is an issue, then we will look into it and make sure that it is addressed.
Honorable members, at this point, let me thank the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy for those answers provided to this August Assembly. Honorable Minister, I want to thank you so much for your time and for those responses. Clerk.
Questions for oral answers by the Honorable Minister for Communication.
Thank you so much. May I now, the Honorable Minister for Communications, you may proceed to the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Communication by Honorable Members for oral reply. Question number 195 of 2023 by the member for Nyani.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I am authorized by the member to read this question. Yes, fully confirmed.
Please proceed, Honorable Member.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister of Communication inform this August Assembly if his ministry has any plans to solve the network problem in eastern part of Nyani, as most of the residents are using Senegalese Orange network for telephone connection?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I wish to thank you, an honorable member of Nyani, for the important question. With regards to the network issue at the eastern part of Nyani, the ministry role is to create an enabling environment for the licensed operators to effectively and efficiently serve their customers. That said, Honorable Speaker, in order to improve the network coverage throughout the country, including the eastern part of Nyani, and the ministry collaborating with the regulator, PURA, do request the operator to provide network rollout plan both for short-term and long-term, with an emphasis increasingly their network coverage in the rural part or rural area. As part of the license conditions, operators are supposed to deploy at least one base station in the rural area every year. In fact, most of all licensed operators are doing beyond this target. In its evidence that the operators may sometimes shy away from deploying resources in areas that may not in return on investment quickly. So this has been prompted to gather the resources to serve the universal access service policy. We gathered to resource to serve the underserved area. Honorable Member, may wish to note that this cross-border signal in both, this cross-border ways, I wouldn't be surprised in other residents across the border would pick the same signal for our GSM operators as well. In addition, Honorable Speaker, with the coming of the space, Starlink satellite broadband provides 100% broadband coverage throughout the country, will be attained and using satellite. So in September 2022, our ministry engaged Starlink, which is an internet broadband on the cloud. See, as of today, we are at the advanced stage of securing the license for Starlink. What that would do, Starlink would be able to provide coverage in rural areas where the telecom GSM operators are not able to serve. This is a phenomenal development because there is only 4 countries in Africa that has Starlink. 1 is Nigeria, 2 is Rwanda, 3 is Zimbabwe, and Gambia will be the 4th one. So this is a great development. So as far as the area of coverage networks, this is what we have on the question to your answer. Thank you.
Yes, my people of Nyani, find it difficult as per the last current registration, birth registration. You know, they do sometimes in the registration process use Senegalese as part of the registration process. When we have telecom giants in this country called the Gambia, what is your foot stand so far? The main telecoms provider, Gamcell and others, in that particular area as a ministry, what will be your recent intervention in the area?
Thank you very much. As I stated earlier, we are doing, at the policy direction, we are doing everything we could to make sure that these GSM operators provide, as I said, network coverage in areas that they would able to get their return of investment as quickly as possible. Our job as a ministry on the policy side is to make sure that we create a policy that would enable these operators to provide these services in these areas. When you look at what we did recently, there was a GSM operator license that was supposed to, or asked for renewal. So I put part of the condition to renew this license was to make sure that this GSM operator has 2 cell towers on every region, and which has never been done before. As you see, the policy direction is only 1 region they are required to provide at every region, so base station. So moving forward, we are developing and continuing to develop these regulations that would give the inability for this GSM operator or telecom to provide services in these areas, because it's also important that we realize that this policy, which we call the universal access service, once is passed, which the operators will be now forced to make a contribution of payment, and these funds will be used to close the digital divide, which you are just mentioning right now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. As a ministry and in collaboration with PURA, statistically for those GSM operators in the Gambia, like Comium, Africell, and Gamcell, and others, what is the rate in which coverage is meted in those areas, and which one do you think is better off?
Repeat the question if you don't mind, sorry.
Telecoms operators in the Gambia, Gamcell, Comium, Africell, and QCell. As the area, Nyani, is more of receiving more signals in the Senegalese territory. As a ministry, what could you advise in terms of policies, direction to those GSMs in those remote areas that cannot access network?
This is why we are moving as a policy direction very fast to make sure that Starlink secure their licensing to operate in the Gambia. What that do, that will be a complementary to the GSM operator to provide this internet service in area like Nyani to able to have internet access.
Honourable Minister, I'm not sure whether you understand. I didn't think the question was about internet. Anyway,
he's talking about.
Remember for.
Is it internet or voice? I believe he's talking about internet. Yes.
Honorable Speaker, the honorable member actually asked for network connection in eastern part of Nyani, but honorable minister nearly read a 1.5 page. But then I want to question, can't your ministry immediately engage any network operator to get into this area so that these people can at least communicate, even in the terms of emergencies, of pregnant women and other environmental threats?
Thank you very much, honorable member. That is a great question. and we will definitely take it up and take it into consideration from here. Thank you very much.
Member for Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Minister made mention of Starlink. This is the second time we are hearing this. Would the introduction of Starlink enhance or kill the present GSM operators in the country? You know, one can think of that.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. That is an excellent question. The answer is no, and I'll tell you why. When it comes to Starlink, Starlink is a broadband, as everybody looking for fiber, asking for fiber connection in this country, which is, right now we have our fiber layout throughout the country from Koina to Kata, right? But we don't have the fiber to the homes, and that's what is the challenges we are having. So now what Starlink would do is a complementary of able to provide by the equipment, the satellite dish and the modem, carry it in your hand, put it in your house, wherever you are located, and the signal pick up from the satellite, and you have internet as long as you have electricity. So this is how simple and easy it is. Instead of, if somebody now is to give you a fiber, if you are in Bruceby, let me use that because that's where I drive from home, and then you have to carry that from the Bruceby station all the way to Burfoot. That distance may be 140 meters. That distance, that's where all the GSM operator, including Gamtel, is having challenges because there is no resources that would give them to provide what we call the last mile connectivity. So now, by Starlink coming, it would be a complementary. They would partner with the GSM operator. Remember, they are not selling data to cell phones. They are not selling data. They are selling broadband. There's a difference of the two, okay? The broadband is from the main fiber to the home. The internet is the data where the GSM operator sell that directly to consumer. So Starlink will not be selling directly to consumers. They would be partnering with someone like Gamcell or whoever has a reseller license. They can come and partner with them. Hope that helps. Thank you.
Member for Sami.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you are talking about Starlink. When is Gambia going to be part of this Starlink?
I can vividly tell you this. As of just this afternoon, my conversation with Pura was, have you give Starlink all the forms that is required for them to fill to complete this process? We are hoping before end of September, they will be fully licensed in this country to operate. Thank you.
Member, I now invite the member for Fonyi Bintang Karanai.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, before the coming of Starlink, can you please talk to any operating network to please expand their network to Nyani?
I believe I answered that question. It was asked earlier. I say I will take it from here. It is a great question, great suggestion. I will speak to them and I will definitely give feedback from
There is point of
minister.
order. Honorable Minister, there is point of order from the member for Woolly East.
Yes, Honorable is clause 38J. A question fully answered shall not be asked again during the same session. So withdraw.
That is why members should refrain from unnecessary interruption or engagement. They should maintain decorum so that when questions are asked, they will hear, and answers given, they will as well take note. Member for Upper Salon.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. In the Minister's answer, he did mention about the current policy of like one cell tower in each region. but now they're going in for 2. Would the lack of cell towers be the only reasons why some of this connectivity is an issue? For example, interference or higher, or superior cell sites from, across the country. Wouldn't that also be part of it? There are any policies towards also adding that one, not only additional cell towers, but also superior towers so that they can actually cut off the interferences from across the Gambia?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Great question. I think you touched a very sensitive area. These are things the regulator has always been looking into. We have had several issues in that as far as the interference of network. But one thing I can share with you that is a fact. These things, in order for us to have a real answer to this sensitive question that you asked, is we have to have an independent party to come and do this assessment of the network to see what type of interference. Because even with the regulator, PURA, which is an independent, the question is still lingering. How come this cannot be fixed and find out what is happening? So to share with you, with the ITU, they will be here in the Gambia before end of September. We have contacted ITU our last trip to Rwanda and asked them to come to the Gambia and do an independent assessment for our spectrums and also for our network to see all this inventory allocation as we are told by the independent regulator PURA. This is what is allocated to this network or to this GSM operator. So we are not disputing it, but as a ministry and as a policy maker, we want to have an independent party to come and look at this for us to do a comparison. So I think once that is done, we would be able to answer that question for the interference. But the 2 cell tower, one has to realize these cell tower that this GSM operator put in this rural area or any other area, they cost minimum about $150,000. It's a huge investment. So what we are working now is to see how best, as a government, we can subsidize their investment so that they would be more inclined to roll these cell towers.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Hopefully that would help.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you.
There's point of order, Honorable Minister. The point of order from Member for Fonyi Bintang Karanai.
43.3. The time taken to ask a supplementary question shall be no longer than 1 minute, and the answer to a supplementary question shall not be longer than 2 minutes. And the Minister is going beyond.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, take note, answers to supplementary questions should not go beyond 2 minutes. Now, the member for Fonyi Jarol.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, instead of your ministry introducing Stalin, why don't you equip GAMCEL to take the lead? If not, Stalin might suppress your ministry.
Is that a question or a comment? Actually, from what I understand on your question is that they would not suppress GAMCEL. The reason why, because they are not selling directly to consumers. They have to partner with any GSM operator who has a license to resell their service or their product. And we would encourage GAMCEL to be first in line. Thank you.
Question number 196 of 2023 by the member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Gamtel is almost dead in terms of its operations and competitiveness in the telecom market. Could the Honorable Minister for Communication inform this August Assembly if there are external interference in the management of Gamtel, especially as regard controlling the digital gateway platform project?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I wish to comment on the Honorable Member of Bakau, or from Bakau. May I inform the Honorable Member that with regard to Gamtel, the information he is gathering is inaccurate. In fact, through their fiber expansion project, Gamtel is bouncing back in terms of numbers of customers and revenue. As we speak, the financial status is better than this year and last year projections that are ongoing. So with regard to the digital gateway platform, my understanding is that the Honorable Minister is referring to the International Voice Gateway. Honorable Speaker, the International Gateway was liberalized in 2019 by the Gambia government, and all licensed operators are currently managing their own gateway and terminating international calls. Additionally, the government, through PURA, implemented a gateway management and monitoring tool for verification and audit purposes, including the fraud detection. Essentially, this means there is no external interference.
I have no supplementary. No supplementary.
I now invite the member for Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, my concern is in relation to security. How secure are we with Starlink in terms of... No, we did not. Security. I'm concerned about security.
Honorable Member for Woolly East, are you on a supplementary question or on a substantive question?
We are talking about controlling digital gateway. It's controlling digital gateway platform project. So I'm asking, how secure are we when you introduce Starlink into that? That's what I'm asking.
No. Honorable Member, the question is talking about the Gamtel gateway, not Starlink. But we don't have any Starlink here in the country.
Actually, there is nothing like digital gateway. It's the international gateway, which is the voice and data transmission of outgoing and incoming traffic calls and internet.
I now give the floor to the member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, in the response of the Honorable Minister, he indicated that the information is incorrect, that the Honorable Member has just raised. Which part of the question is incorrect? Because the first part to say Gamtel is almost dead in terms of its operation. We have several facts as far as this is concerned. Would you be pleased to receive this information so that you can make follow-ups with them?
I would be happy to. Please provide that information for us.
I now give the floor to the member for Fonye Kansala.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. In response to the Minister's sorry, in regard to the minister's response about GAMTEL, its status quo in terms of finance, we are aware. Sometimes they struggle in terms of paying salaries and in terms of commitment of their members at the credit union. Can you tell us, if so is the case, what increment in terms of revenue do they have that will qualify your statement saying GAMTEL is improving in terms of its finances?
Thank you very much. I will be happy to supply that information to you. Just send it to me in writing. I will definitely provide that to you through the clerk. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, did you hear his question? He's asking you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Did you hear his question? He's asking you about GAMTEL in respect to the information that the finances are improving and their operations.
I guess, as I stated a few minutes ago, I said if you look at GAMTEL, 2 years ago compared to their income statement last year, is doing much better than 2021 and 2020. 2021 and 2020. So if you look at the statement, so he asked, how can you support, or if you can support, what are you doing to support or to validate or to back up your statement that you are saying that they are not in financial crisis, I believe. So looking at the income statement that was provided to me on our last SOE assessment, there the linear is going up, not down or stable. So that's what I can confirm. But if you are asking me if I can provide you a data to support what I'm saying, I said I will be happy to provide that information if you request in writing. This was my answer. Thank you.
I now give the floor to the member.
Speaker, can you inform the member that we don't need to request in writing? He should provide it, not in writing. We don't request. As we are late, say we need this, it's supposed to be sent to us. Not we write, we put it
noted.
Yeah.
Honorable Minister, once they supplement, there are two ways. Either they write and ask a question for you to come and respond to an answer, to oral answers, give oral answers, and during there is this interface of supplementary questions. Based on that, they may ask you to provide the information. So you should provide those information.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
I now give the floor to the member for Banjul North.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I withdraw.
Now I give the floor to the member for Upper Salum.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. In the minister's answer about the international gateway, where he stated that other operators actually are licensed to terminate calls, meaning that now the fraudulent activities that was going on also is actually shared among themselves. Would the minister confirm that we have seen a drastic improvement in the revenue that is actually going to the government as opposed to before, when the government was actually controlling the gateway on their own?
Thank you very much. I agree with what you stated. If you look at the liberalization, the way it is structured, about 50% of the revenue is going to the private sector, and 30% is going to the government, and 5% of the revenue is coming to Pura, and the other 5% is going to the ITC agency, then only 5% goes to GAMTEL revenue. So this is what happened when the liberalization was done in 2019. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for communication, for those answers provided to this August Assembly. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. You may now go. Clerk.
Questions for oral answers by the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare. You may take the podium. Questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 103 of 2023 by the member for Banjul North. Minister, you may take the podium.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare inform this August Assembly whether the women groups in Banjul are servicing their women enterprise loans now?
Thank you very much, Speaker. Thank you very much, honorable members. Yes, some of them are servicing their loans.
Some of them are servicing their loans, meaning there are others that are not servicing.
Yes. In Banjul, 54 groups benefited from the Women Enterprise Fund, 54 groups. 8 have completed paying, 17 haven't paid anything yet, and 29 are servicing their loans. Thank you.
What do you intend to do with the 17 that haven't started paying anything yet?
We have sent a reminder, and we'll send a second reminder followed by legal action. Thank you.
This is my second one. No, this is my second one, Honorable Speaker.
No.
No, this is my second one.
No, please. Member for Banjul South.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Minister, as a female and also MP for Banjul, I would want to know the list of those that have not paid, so at least we can help them to see how we can make them adhere to the law so that they can pay to make sure that other people also have the opportunity. Can we have the list, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you want me to read out the list to you or give you? Sorry? Provide. Okay, I'll do that, yeah. Although it's already available with me, yeah, but I can provide you a list. Thank you.
Banjul Central.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, if possible, would you help furnish us with some of the reasons why perhaps, if they have provided that information to you, to your ministry, as to why they defaulted? Yeah.
They have not. No, they have not. That's why we are issuing a second reminder and then take legal action against them, unless if you assist us in recovering the loan. Otherwise, the next action now we want to take is legal action. Thank you.
Member for Fonyi Councillor.
Yes, Honorable Minister, as the women of Banjul are yet to complete their loan payment, and this is monies to benefit women, is there any plans to put a ban into those effects so far loans is concerned?
Well, that is a decision for the board, not me as the minister. Thank you.
Member for Fonyi Bintankaranai.
Honorable Minister, are you charging interest to this loan? Because if so, you are draining them.
Yes, but it's only 5%, and it's calculated on the principal only once. Thank you.
Member for Sanementreng.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, could you tell us the total balance involved in this loan, the amount of money that has been paid and the balance which is yet to be paid? If not now, anytime that you can provide it. Thank you.
I think I can provide that. No, it's all about Banjul, don't worry. Okay, the first disbursement, everything was recovered, and that's $577,500. The second disbursement, $1,461,000 is outstanding. The third disbursement, $2,062,550 is outstanding. Thank you.
Question number 104 of 2023 by the member for Banjul Central.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Gender, Social Welfare clarify to this August Assembly if consistent subventions have been received by the Federation of Persons with Disabilities as allocated for in the approved budgets under rehabilitation services for persons with disabilities?
Thank you very much, Honorable for Banjul Central. On the contrary, this year, no such subvention has been approved for us. However, we have approved in our budget $955,000 for support to local organizations. Part of this will be used for people with disability. But the subvention that you mentioned has not been approved for this year. Thank you.
Is there any supplementary question from the member himself?
Yeah, Honorable Minister, are you telling us that the National Assembly did not allocate a budget on the rehabilitation services for persons with disabilities?
No, not this year.
Really?
Member for Woolly East.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The information we are hearing is a serious one. Would the minister consider ensuring that an allocation is suggested in the budget so that the National Assembly looks at it in the coming budget?
Yes, thank you very much.
Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, you've highlighted that there was no allocation for this. Did you budget it for it?
Of course we did. Thank you.
Member for Fonya Councillor.
I've withdrawn.
Thank you. Question number 197 of 2023 by the member for Banjul North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think it's the same question that I asked before. Yeah, it's the same.
There's a slight difference. This one is about
the same. It has to do with the servicing.
Honorable Minister.
Yes.
Yeah. Honorable Member, are you withdrawing your question?
Yeah, I'm withdrawing the question. It's the same.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Honorable members, I want to honorable members, I want to thank the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children and Social Welfare for those answers provided. Honorable Minister, you are released.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank you all, honorable members and honorable, for those questions and supplementary, both substantive and supplementary, and for, please, order, please, we are on session, please, honorable members, can you take your seat, please. Order, please. Honorable members, thank you very much. It has been a long day, and I want to thank all of you for your participation. And now, let me put the question. Yes, I'm informed by table office that he is out of the jurisdictions of the country. On that note, I now put the question.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes,
Honorable
can you also...
Speaker.
Member for Pasalum, please.
Yes, can you also take note that we are closing very late, and maybe for tomorrow you can adjust the time for coming. Suggestion.
Yes, Honorable Member for BANJUL note.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I just want to remind you, by last week, I asked a question to the Minister of Transport and Infrastructure, and according to your ruling, you said it will be referred to the ABC, but it's like it's not going to happen, and we are almost at the end of this session.
I've been informed by table office that it was their desire to place it on today's order paper, but the minister is out of the jurisdiction. Yes, member for Woolley is.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we have raised many questions for the past, which were not asked, were not answered, and they did not feature this time around. We are asking the office to check to ensure that they come. They don't languish in their office, gathering dust.
Thank you. I also encourage honorable members to liaise with table office so that they can check with their questions. But in today's session, you can notice there are some backlogs of questions that has been answered, and but nonetheless, members could engage the table office to confirm with them with their questions. Member for Kiang West.
Yes, I want to suggest that we stick to 10 o'clock. Otherwise, if it's say 11, members will come here by 1 o'clock or 2.
Thank you very much, honorable members. May I now put the questions. Be it resolved that this August Assembly do stand adjourned until Thursday, 22nd June 2023 at 10 a.m. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. This assembly now stand adjourned until Thursday, 22nd June 2023 at 10 a.m. prompt.